asphalt of the highway, rocking slightly as the cars in the fast lane whizzed by. There was no use feeling bad for herself. Moving, thinking about Mom. These things were hard on Dad and Grandma as well. And it was all of their jobs to take care of one another. That thought at least made Del smile. "Get ready to throw the money," Del's grandmother said, breaking Del out of her thoughts. Grandma pulled their truck in behind the line of cars on the Delaware Turnpike. "Already on it," Del said, pulling 2 handfuls of coins from the front zippered pocket of her backpack. She was the one who'd told Grandma they needed real money for the toll booth, not credit or debit cards. She'd looked it all up online and read the information given in her dad's transfer packet. The weight of the coins was heavy, and she shifted them all to one hand while she wiped the other palm on her jeans. She despised moving. Moving meant a new town, a new school, learning where the grocery stores and pharmacies were and what kind of shows came on regular TV. At least this move was at the beginning of the summer, which was definitely better than the one that happened 2 cities ago, the week before school started. That year had been awful. "Nervous?" Grandma asked, inching the car up in the line. Del shrugged and jangled the coins. You know." "No, I don't know. That's why I asked," Grandma said. "It's a lot, moving again." "Nope, I'm okay," Del said, flicking through her phone. What was the point of saying she didn't want to move again? They were already on the road. In fact, they were almost there. Right now, the only thing she was nervous about was their stuff arriving at their new house on time and undamaged. Once, the movers had broken their TV, and it had taken forever for it to get replaced. The car radio crackled, losing the station. Del pushed the button until a new station came in clear, without fuzzy static. When music started drifting through the speakers, she sat back. It was a station that played music from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Del and Grandma both loved oldies. Even though moves were easier when Dad was with them and not out on deployment, Del looked forward to the road trips with just her and Grandma. They danced in their seats when their favorite songs came on, pointed out landmarks and the weird things people did in their cars on the highway. Once, Del had seen a man driving with his foot hanging out the window. She wondered what he would do if his shoe fell off in the middle of the interstate. The idea of him pulling his car over to look for it made her laugh. Grandma laughed, too, when Del told her. Still, this move had been more rushed than usual. When Dad was transferred, they'd had to work overtime to get everything in order. Several nights, Grandma had let her stay up late to make sure they were all packed up. While Del hated moving, Grandma was stressed. She'd also been moving a little slower. But when Del asked her about it, she smiled and said it was because she was tired from packing and from answering questions from nosy granddaughters. Once they were in the new house, they could both relax. Grandma took a few different medicines for her blood pressure, and Del made sure the pill bottles were packed in a bag that went in the car with them and not accidentally dumped into the boxes to be loaded on the big moving truck. Del kept up with her grandmother's medicines by setting reminders on her phone, and Grandma always said she was grateful for the help. She also promised to get some rest when they got settled. And once Dad was home, they could all be a family together again. They were planning to surprise him when he was back from maneuvers or whatever by having their new home already decorated and looking good. "I worry about you, you know." Grandma looked in the rearview mirror, then down at Del beside her. "You're only 11. That's young to have this much responsibility." Del shook her head. "It's okay, I don't mind. And I can definitely handle it." "I know. I suppose I'm hoping we'll have..."